Hey gang, we are back this week talking about our November blog post. This is the second of our three-part series about pain and persistent pain. So if you haven't checked out our first one that was posted in October, head to our website and check that blog out. We talked about in that blog the basics of pain, what it is, how it works, why we experience it, and we ended with a little bit about what happens when it becomes persistent. And that's what we're going to touch on today and in our November blog, which is live on our website. So persistent pain is pain that lasts beyond our expected healing norm. So most injuries heal within 3 to 6 months. Tissues can continue to become stronger past that, but we typically see an injury healed in that time frame. So persistent pain is pain that lasts longer than what is expected per those healing time frames. Some complaints that people might have when their pain is persistent is like it feels like it spreads or moves around. They notice that it increases with stress or decreases when they're feeling good and doing things they love, and it often affects the ability to sleep. And people with persistent pain might also notice that tests don't often explain their symptoms, medication doesn't totally control it, or they're told that their pain is not real. So at this point, the pain is no longer associated with tissue damage or a tissue issue. That could have been the initial cause with an injury, but again, those tissues heal and it is expected that that pain should resolve as well. So this pain is no longer a product of the tissue damage. What happens is that we have changes within our nervous system and really in the brain. So we talked last week about how our brain uses all sorts of information to determine whether or not something should be painful, and then it produces that sensation of pain. When pain persists, we see actual changes in our neural structure that make our brain and our nervous system really good at sensing pain, something we might call being hypersensitive. So the pathways and creation of pain are influenced by information stored and sent to the brain. Things that might worsen the sensation of pain or make this more sensitive is worry, decreased activity level, stress, anxiety, depression, injuries, or illness. Now that might sound a little overwhelming because there's lots of things that can contribute to that, but just as those listed above can make persistent pain worse, there are many things that can make it better, lots of which are in our control. These things include knowledge of pain, restful sleep, doing fun activities with those that we love, spending time with friends and family, making healthy food choices, and positive thinking. All of those can affect those same neural structures that create the sensation of pain to dampen their sensitivity to pain and can lead those with persistent pain having less severe persistent pain. And the cool part is that we're not even having to address a tissue issue, right? Or anything tissue related because it isn't the problem. And not only can this improve pain, but think about how all of those items that we just talked about can improve many aspects of our life for the better, right? So with that being said, persistent pain may not be directly related to tissue damage, but we can see decreased tissue tolerance in the presence of persistent pain, right? So if we have persistent pain, we're likely moving differently, we're likely avoiding activities that we typically would do, and we may be losing some of that conditioning and strength and resiliency through those tissues to our activities that then become painful. So not only do we need to work with the knowledge around persistent pain and changing things within our neural circuits that we have control over, but we do also need to address the physical and the capacity of those tissues to take on and withstand the activities that you desire when they likely have some changes related to avoidance of those things. So tackling it from both ends is going to help us be the most successful in rehab, overcoming pain and injury, and overcoming persistent pain. So next month, at the end of our three-part series, we'll be talking about strategies about how to get back into those activities that you love, working to calm the persistent pain, and building up that resiliency in your body so you can continue to do those things for as long as possible. Stay tuned and check out this month's blog on our website. Reach out with questions.